The turnovers were the biggest difference, obviously. I mean, we're talking about, 13 points if there's 16 off turnovers, right? One time they actually drove the field, so that was the biggest difference in the football game. And it usually is in the playoffs, the team that makes the least amount of mistakes, and they did it. And that was the difference between this game and 3 previous we played against them. They made less mistakes, critical mistakes, and turnovers.
That last drive, were you just trying to get the ball closer to give Sancho a chance to kick the game-tying field goal? That's
exactly what we did. We called hitches across the board, just 6-yard hitches, just to shorten it up a little bit. And with 10 seconds, we knew we had lots of time to get a 6 or an 8-yard reception and just get the ball a little closer for him.
Having said that, though, the 17-yard field goal comes back to be a big play too. The one that he missed.
Yeah, hit the upright. I mean, that was a big play for us, and obviously that's 3 points that and the turnover in the fourth quarter that they got 3 points on. It's a 6-point swing just there alone, and so we need to make those short ones, no question.
From your vantage point, do you think Kevin threw the ball a little too high, or do you think Garland should have caught that ball?
Well, I mean, at this point, assigning blame, it doesn't really change anything. I think it's always a case of could it be a little better throw, could we have made a better catch? I mean, those type of plays are always that way.
Marcel, do you take any solace from the fact that this team seems to be a team on the rise? When you look at the improvements that have been made in the last 2 years, this club seems to be that close.
No, not at this point. I don't think about those things. Right now, there's a bunch of hurting men in there that put out an effort, and we didn't push through, and so I mean that's a reality moving forward. But right now, it's tough to see that right now.
Those penalties will keep you up tonight, you think?
Which ones in particular?
Unnecessary roughness, objectionable conduct.
I don't remember the objectionable conduct, but I remember the one roughness. There was a play on second down where they called illegal contact on a receiver on a run play. They kept the ball up on a quarterback draw play when he was blocking the corner. So that one will keep me up all night, and because I'm not quite sure how that worked out. But they got a field goal off of that, and that kept the sticks moving. So
what happened with Kevin on his knee? Was there something that was done at halftime?
Well, he stayed in over the halftime in the third quarter. I was more, at that point focused on what could we do with Quentin to get him ready to go out and play, and we were kind of focused on that, and that's kind of where that was. But we knew there's a possibility he could come back.
Marcel, did you get a good look at Foley's hit on Kevin? And what did you think of it?
I didn't get a good look, not a good enough one to comment. I don't know if it was below the knees or not. If it was, it would have been a penalty, so obviously it wasn't.
9-9 in a home playoff loss obviously that's not the expectation you had coming into the season.
No, and I'm sure there'll be a few more months to answer that question. But that's the reality. That's what it is in pro sports. You got to win the playoffs, and we didn't.
We know the Argos have a good defense, but were you surprised at the inability to move the ball in the first half?
I was a little bit, but the first quarter it was pretty stiff breeze we were going against, and so some of that was what it was. But the key to me with the first half was just those opportunities down deep in their end. We went down there 3 times and came out with 6 points. We had the one field goal to hit the upright, and we didn't get a touchdown on the other 2. So that was a critical point for me. Having said all that, we came in at the halftime with a 3-point lead and knew we were going to get the win in the fourth quarter. But more turnovers obviously changed that.
Yeah, the second Marcus fumble was pretty big in the whole scheme of things, wasn't it?
Yeah, both. Well, yeah, the second one was very big because it was unforced. He just dropped the ball, and they, gave him 7 points. I mean, if that doesn't happen, we come out +3 at the end of the third quarter, and you play a completely different way with the wind and the lead. But that was the one that made it. That was the one that put the pressure on us.
How did it force you to change the way that you played?
Well, it didn't necessarily force you to change, but once a 2-score lead, and we started having to throw the ball, and which we did. But we were going no huddle, trying to get as many snaps as we could with the wind. So it's obviously one of those situations when you get down, you got to do something to move yourself back in position. We're down by 10 points. I thought we did a good job of managing it. I mean, I felt like we were in good shape. you know, we got the score, and then we had them down the 5-yard line, down by 3, and a potential to hold them and maybe come back and get, you know, major, take the lead, or at least a field goal, or safety, or something out of that situation that would put us in better shape. And unfortunately, we didn't do that.